Hey guys, Chicken to Maine, aka DABUH, DABUH.com with the DABUH.com surf forecast update. This forecast update effective around 11:30 Eastern Standard Time on Friday, July 25th, 2014, and starts you off, guys, about the DABUH.com network and the text message forecast. Been a little bit of confusion on how to sign up. You take the 51660 and treat that as it was a telephone number. Type in DABUH in the message box and then click send. You'll get an auto response that says that you'll need to reply yes to be added to the network. That's due to federal regulation and unwanted text messages. Now, guys, if you opt out or when you get text messages and it says reply stop to end, you are taking yourself out of the loop. You might think that that's just stopping you from getting text messages for the day or, over the next couple of days. But if you reply stop to end, it takes you out of the loop, and then you got to get special clearance to get back in. So keep that in mind. All you guys that have already done that, there's only been a few, but if you click stop to end, you will no longer receive text messages to your phone, and it takes you out of the DABUH.com network. Just wanted to let you know that. All right, so here we go, guys. Couple things that we're looking at. We posted yesterday possible surf alert coming East Coast. We'll show you that in just a minute. I'm going to show you a tropical wave now that is starting to flare up this morning. Models show no development, but wind shear is decreasing in here south of Hispaniola and south of the eastern tip of Cuba. So something we're keeping an eye on. It's a small area. We had the TD number 2 dissipated in here a couple of days ago. We now got a tropical wave that's starting to flare up in here, something we got our eye on. Here's what we're looking, though, out in here in the Atlantic. And the month of July, we're seeing stuff that we normally would see in winter. We've had a couple of cold outbreaks, or one cold outbreak over the central United States. There's another one coming. That was that polar vortex hype that was going around a couple of 2-3 weeks ago, but some cooler temperatures moving in here. But why we're saying that is we saw an area of low pressure in the North Atlantic several days ago that was just south of the tip of Greenland, and had that been wintertime, we probably would have seen that low pressure produce seas 25 to 30 feet. Because it's summertime, it's a different effect. But here is another rare area of low pressure out here in the north central Atlantic near the Azores. Now, this thing has been spinning for the last couple of 2 or 3 days, and it's forecast to weaken a bit over the next 48 to 72 hours. And there's a possibility at the tail end of this, right in here, another area of low pressure developing. We'll show you that in the model runs here in just a second. But high pressure is forecast to build in here as this area of low pressure drops a little bit to the south, and that's going to help create a northeast fetch in here between the high pressure and the area of low pressure aimed at the islands in here. So we're going to be watching that over the next several days as well. Here it is in the forecast model run. Now, this is the last night's run of the ECMWF, the Euro model. And as you can see, here's the area of low pressure in the right-hand portion of your screen. We'll walk you through the model run. Next 48 hours, you can see that it drops it towards the southwest, a little bit more towards the southwest, and you'll see that off the east coast of the United States, there's a strong west-southwest flow that's developed. So it's small for all for right now, but this is what we're going to be watching as we go through the forecast. And as we get in here towards the 5-day, you can see it starts to break down the low, but as high pressure starts to shift around, it wants to move a piece of energy in here towards Puerto Rico. And we'll watch it a little bit further, and as you can see, it's right in here that a new area of low pressure the model wants to try and develop. Now, why is that important? You can see that there's some northeast fetch that's set up in here right now that's aimed out towards the islands, and then a light southerly flow out here in the southwest Atlantic wrapping in behind Bermuda or in front of Bermuda. As we get into the forecast, you'll see as high pressure builds, this starts to become a east-northeast fetch with an area of low pressure trying to develop northeast of Puerto Rico now. As we walk you all the way through the model, you'll see the model begins to develop a closed low in here, and that could become Tropical Storm Bertha. Don't hold us to that yet, but if this does become Tropical Storm Bertha, the northeast fetch in here on the backside of Bermuda is going to continue to carry. So we've got multiple days of northeast fetch in here, aiming swell at the east coast of the United States. Take you into the GFS last night's run, and we'll start you out at the 5-day just so that you can see the GFS is also hinting at that. Here's the area of low pressure in the right-hand portion of your screen. Sorry if it's chopped off a little bit, but when we move into Thursday of next week, again, look at this northeast fetch in here that's aimed out here towards Puerto Rico and the islands. A little strong southerly fetch in here that would prevent that swell from probably trying to get through. But when we move to 168, this is next Friday, look at the tight gradient of easterly fetch aimed at the U.S., and then now we turn into an onshore flow with lower pressure off the east coast. And guys, remember, it's that lower pressure that allows the seas to rise. It's that high pressure that pushes down on the surface. So here's what we're talking about, possible surf alert coming, because if this low starts to push back towards the U.S., the closer it gets to the U.S., the tighter this gradient in here, the more swell going to be aimed right at the U.S. East Coast. That's all we got for you for now, guys. Stay tuned for the next update.